It's something about a hen. It's a nurturing creature, the best mother ever.
Something about the chook.
After the fires in 2009, I was part of a community called Strathewen that was devastated by the fires. One of our local members of the community, Barbara Joyce, was a very creative person, and she had been given some alpaca wool from one of our neighbours, which she spun and knitted into a chook, a large brown chook called Coco.
After the fires, I felt compelled to try and help children. So I knitted a chook for a little girl whose family had died in the fires. And I thought, who else?
So then Barbara went to see the local school teacher, and the Strathewen school's very small. At that time, I think there was 30 children.
And I said to the principal, do you think any of the other children might like one? And she said, I'm sure they all would love one. But just to complicate things, I gave the children a blank drawing of a chook and asked them to colour it in, thinking they'd do all brown or all white or, just plain colours.
No, they coloured in stripes and stars and flames and all sorts of patterns and colours.
I noticed quite a few were black and blue. There were the colours of the recovering landscape. Some had flames. Yeah, so I realised it was quite an expressive medium for the children.
So then she asked people, friends, if anyone wanted to help knit a chook. And of course I joined in, but I'd never knitted anything like this before. I'm a knitter, but not a fancy knitter. It was very complicated. So Barb thought might be a good idea if we get together and we can help each other with the pattern.
When the women came together for the knitting sessions, there was a lot of laughter because knitting a chook is a kind of ridiculous thing to do.
So we met at her home around the table and knitted our chooks and just had fun, got together, laughed, cried. But most of all, we had to really concentrate. And unfortunately, we did a bit too much talking and some of the patterns turned out a little bit lopsided.
But we shared a lot of our stories of how we were going.
Women are very, very good at supporting each other in coming together.
But the fact that we were doing something, working with our hands, there was a reason we were together to do that for the children.
No expectations, just come together, sit and relax, have a glass of wine or a cup of coffee.
And then to have a conversation was like, it wasn't the focus.
And the knitting actually was very therapeutic.
The project required people to stop thinking about other things because it's a very difficult pattern. So it actually took our minds off worrying about rebuilding, cleaning up, grief and loss. And yeah, I think coming together meant a lot to the women. Yeah, it surprised me.
And we knitted 35 chooks for the children of the Strathewen school. We had a wonderful day presenting the chooks to the children at their classroom. And yes, they loved it.
Oh, I think the day that we took the chickens to the school would have to be one of the happiest days of my life. And yeah, it was a very special day in terms of recovery, I think. It was wonderful to just sort of throw them through the air and see the kids catching them. And some of the kids put them on their heads, others hugged them or buried their head inside the chook,
So that was a lovely day, and the children really did find comfort from those chooks.
And to see the children actually holding them, it was like they were kind of embracing a part of themselves that they couldn't find words to express.
And I'm still knitting them now for people if I know someone who's sick or lonely or sad or traumatised, then I just feel I'm just going to knit them a chook.
I've set up a chook knitting club on Facebook. So there are lots of chook knitters out there. But the thing that gives me so much joy is that people have taken the concept of giving behind the project, and now they're knitting them for refugee children, for children in hospitals, for women's refuges, for old people's homes. It's a symbol of motherhood, of regeneration.
It's to make them feel comforted, make them laugh, get something to hold, and it seems to work. Chooks nurture broken hearts.